Time to do some benchmarks. What's up guys, Andrew here on my channel GearedInc, where I get to share what I'm passionate about with you. To my channel, that's PC tech, games, and gear. And today we're finally getting to the benchmarking where all I've done is switched out my 3900X with my current system, not upgrading the motherboard yet, even though that video is going to be coming out, which I think a lot of people who bought the new Ryzen CPUs are going to do. Now I want this introduction to be fairly short. I hate benchmark videos where it's like 80 minutes of talking and 1 minute of benchmarking, so we're not going to do that, but there are a few things I want to explain really quick. So first off, there's not going to be any overclocking benchmarks as part of this video, even though it's a no compromise essentially gaming benchmark video. And the reason for that is if you've watched my other video about the voltages, which it's going to pop up somewhere around here as far as just showing that, and it'll be linked down below. Overclocking really didn't yield much benefits. I actually saw some loss in specific games due to losing the single core boost that is built into both the motherboard and the CPU. And so I may be able to get better performance with my X570 chipset, but everything is being left as stock because I actually got the best performance by kind of letting everything boost up naturally using both the technology in the motherboard and the CPU itself. Now, secondly, in terms of doing this kind of no compromise benchmarking, one of the things that's very interesting is that by essentially jacking up the settings as high as they can go across the board, what you're essentially doing is actually putting more burden on the GPU. You're not utilizing your CPU as much. And this is what a lot of people do when they build these systems. They also don't understand that there are a lot of settings that you can turn down that have zero impact to graphical fidelity for the most part, and literally can increase your performance by 30, 40, 50 FPS depending on the title. And that's what a lot of people end up doing, is losing performance for really no fidelity in terms of graphical settings. So this again is everything jacked up as high as it can. I'm gonna show you all the different settings. Everything's gonna be explained in the benchmarks, so check for those different settings. But without further ado, let's get into it. So there you have it, guys. And one of the games I wanted to benchmark, but I wasn't able to, was Metro Exodus. Basically, it won't work since I installed my 3900X. It has something to do with, I think it's DirectX 11 actually that's having the issue. There's something swampy going on, but I'm gonna do a fresh install, so it doesn't really matter. In terms of the actual performance, even with all the settings set to the highest, where we were taking performance hit for things like super high anti-aliasing, shadows, lighting, things like that, I was still able to get really high numbers across the board, just showing the strength of these new CPUs. And again, being a no compromise test, there are a lot of people who are simply gonna build a system or buy a system like this, jack up the settings to the topmost, and play like this, where literally they're not dialing it in to where, you know, again, like 16-time anti-aliasing or something like that. It's arguable if that is realistically even worth it, because a lot of times you can set that down all the way to like 2 or 4 times and you're gonna still get, it's gonna look the same and you're gonna gain like 30 FPS. So anyway, that was what this video was all about. So I hope you enjoy it. If you like this video, go ahead and leave me a big thumbs up. If you thought it sucked, go ahead and leave me a thumbs down. Remember to get subscribed and hit that bell icon so you know when these videos drop. Thanks to all my Patreon and Twitch subscribers. I put your name at the end of my videos as a way to say thanks, as I do stream on the weekends. And if you are a Patreon member, you get access to things like these monthly wallpapers, which I have artist commissioned, so they're all original works. Thanks to everyone who uses my Amazon affiliate link. Everything you saw in the video for the most part will be linked down below if you want to support my channel, if you're purchasing any of those parts or anything outside of Amazon, because it all is self-funded. I'm completely self-funded, so I appreciate everyone who contributes in that way. And then outside of that, remember, I'm gonna be switching to the X570 chipset. I'm also gonna be giving away a $300 essentially 1 terabyte PCI 4.0 hard drive. Geez, that's a mouthful. So that's gonna be the new NVMe SSDs specifically designed for that. I have my first sponsored review coming up, so I'm gonna be doing that and then be giving away the product. So make sure you check back for that video, which should be releasing within the next like 5 to 6 days. As always, guys, I'm gonna continue to make these videos, whether you watch them or not, but I hope you do, and I hope to see every single one of you next time here on GearedInc. You can use your stock air cooler. Using my 240 made more sense. Yeah, I mean, thinking about getting a 3600 because there's not enough videos on those right now.